Most people give up within the first month of running because they are doing one or even more of these 5 things that I'm going to explain in this video. These are very, very common mistakes that a lot of beginner runners make, including myself. But I've been running for multiple years now. I've run 7 marathons and 1 ultra marathon in the last 9 months. And I continue to do long distance races for some reason, even though I say I hate them, I'll never do them again, but then I do. But let's just get straight into it. So the first one is incredibly common, and it's going too hard too often. Everyone just doesn't, because you don't understand when you haven't been running, that you're not meant to run as fast as you can every single run. I used to just leave the house and just absolutely leg it. You don't want to be doing that. Realistically, you want, honestly, about 80% of your runs to be easy runs. If you were doing 4 runs a week, you could do 2 easy runs, which is where you go to a zone 2 conversational slow pace, nice and easy. And then you could do a tempo run. This is where you would run faster and elevate your heart rate. And then you could do a long run, which would be taken at an easy pace, and you wouldn't be going very hard, but you would be going the distance. 1 or 2 fast runs, 2 absolute maximum a week, because all you're going to do otherwise is injure yourself, fatigue yourself. It's not what you want to be doing. And then the next point is fuel and hydration. Is that everyone doesn't understand how to fuel and how to hydrate. You don't want to be drinking more water because so what happens is you sweat and you lose sodium, and then you drink plain water and dilute your sodium levels even more, which if you were running long distance, that can actually be pretty dangerous. So you don't want to be doing that. You want to have water, but with salt, with electrolytes, with carbs. So you want sodium. You can really have anywhere from 700 milligrams to 1,000 milligrams for like an hour of running if you are sweating quite a lot. If it's winter, you can obviously have a bit less, but you still want sodium. And fuel, you cannot neglect your carbohydrates before and after. You don't run fasted, and then definitely, if you run fasted and then you also don't eat after, you're just, that's so unhealthy. You know, it's not good for you. You're going to eat yourself alive. You need carbs, honestly. Again, for an hour running, 60 grams of carbs would be pretty good. You can have oats, sourdough bread, fruits, anything like that. Just carbohydrates, please don't neglect them. Then after, you want to fuel with more complex carbs, but also you do want to refuel very quickly. You don't want to neglect that, because otherwise you're just going to put yourself in a catabolic state, which is not what we want. Number 3, we've got R&R, which is your rest and your recovery. Again, so many people neglect it. Everyone just focuses on going out and running, but there's so many things around it that are so important. Rest and recovery. So rest, realistically, if you're not resting, that's going to lead to fatigue or injury, or just not getting the most out of the runs that you're actually going on. So that's why really, if you were training for a race, 5 runs a week is fine, but you don't want to be doing 5 runs a week if you're not training for a race. I think 3, to be honest, is enough if you're doing the right things in your sessions, 3 or 4 runs a week, and making sure that you're sleeping well, making sure that you're eating correctly and hydrating correctly, and if need be, stretching. I'm not going to lie to you and stand here saying that I stretch all the time, because I don't. It's actually one of the things that I never really commit to, stretching. I don't feel like it's a major problem for me because my rest and my recovery is so on point, and it allows me to recover very quickly and very well. Recovery wise, again, it's just sort of the same. It's just sleeping, eating enough, making sure that you take your easy runs easy, and just eating enough calories as well, eating enough protein. Because if you fail to eat and you fail to recover properly, your cortisol is going to be fucked, which comes with a number of health problems that we do not want, especially as men, because cortisol just captures testosterone. Because when your cortisol's up, your testosterone sort of has a ceiling to it, which is not what we want. And number 4 is comparison is the thief of joy, my friend, because you will see all these people in Bali or whatever at these run clubs, and you'll look at their times, you'll look at people on social media. Social media is a lie, and I'm saying that as someone who does it. You see the best of what people do, you see their best times. Focus on your own runs, your own times, your own journey, because that is what matters. It is literally you versus you. Just try and be better than you were yesterday. Just focus on the day, focus on the inputs, focus on you going out and doing the runs that you scheduled, focus on your fuel and hydration, focus on pushing yourself even when you don't feel like it, and focus on being consistent. Stop comparing yourself to these influencers who live a fake life in Bali. And the fifth mistake is that people fail to track their progress. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to be wearing a fitness tracker or anything like that. You literally just need Strava or another form of, like, you use Nike Run Club, I used for years, but Strava realistically is what you should be using as a runner. It's what everyone uses, it's the most popular app. But you need to track your progress, because what isn't measured can't be improved, because you're not going to have a clue what times you're running. It's a free app. You just run, you click start before the run, you go out and do the run. You can see what pace you're going at, it announces the distance and everything. And then you can see at the end if you're beating your times, if you go for PRs, seeing if you're getting faster. But then it doesn't always have to be real data for an app. It can be things like how you feel. It can be things like how your legs feel, like do your legs hurt? It can be your heart rate. It can, are you less gassed running at the same pace? Just track, because if you don't, it's good. You're not, how the hell do you even know if you're really making any progress without tracking? It's like in the gym as well. I always track every single rep, every single kilogram that is lifted, because that is how we make progress. We track, we improve, we analyze. But those are the 5 mistakes that beginner runners make, that I made myself. Going too hard too often. 80% of your runs should be easy. Fuel and hydration. Don't neglect your carbs before and after training. Or your sodium, incredibly important. Rest and recovery, sleep well, eat enough calories, eat your protein. Stop comparing yourself to people you see online, focus on your own journey, and track your running and your progress. But apart from that, I hope you enjoyed this video. You can check out my complete health and fitness optimization program in the description if you're interested in completely fixing and optimizing your health. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.